tonight's webinar on technostructural intervention. To all participants tonight, I would like to inform that an evaluation link will be sent to our chat box at the end of our webinar and will serve as the basis for our certificate of participation. Ma'ams and sir, no evaluation, no certificate of participation. Now, to set the mood, may I request our Professor Dr. Monsour A to give us an opening remarks. Sir?
All right, thank you very much, Mom Lovely, for that. Maayong gabi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our BA 291 Organizational Development Free webinar. I am very happy, no, talagang ang taba po talaga, maliban sa mataba ako, ang taba po talaga ng puso ko ngayon. I feel the effort, no, and of course the opportunity na ibibigay sa atin ngayon ng ating tatlong speakers. Alam ko naghanda sila ngayong gabi para mas lalo lang nilang ma-emphasize yung discussion natin on techno-structural intervention on organizational development times of pandemic. Basically talking about structural and technological issues. Pag-uusapan natin na i-emphasize ng ating mga speakers ngayon ang discussion talking about organizational designs, work redesigns, talking about employee involvement. Your expertise and with your knowledge, you can easily address all of those concerns and issues. Thank you, Ma'am Lovely, for moderating our event. Good luck and maraming salamat and magandang Jensen. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Sir Mon. Parang na-excite ako bigla. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to introduce to you our first resource speaker. He is a graduate of Cornelia Foundation College Incorporated with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. He is currently working as a full-time faculty and staff, an ICT instructor, and a college registrar's records in charge. Please help me welcome our first resource speaker, Mr. Elenito G. David.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Love. Thank you, Sir Mon. Good evening to each and everyone, especially to the students na nag-join, sa mga student ko din, sa student na na-invite ko sa ibang school, and then especially sa mga emissions na nag-join, thank you po. Today or this evening, I will be tackling about business process improvement tutorial for BPI, the methodologies and tools for beginners. So, what is business process? Kani siyang webinar or seminar is itudlo sa inyo why business process improvement is important to the businesses and also why business process improvement affects HRM or human resource managers. Bakit siya nakaka-affect? First, this is the content of my presentation. So I will be discussing business process improvement, why improve the business process, why do business process improvement fail, steps to improve business process, and then common business process improvement solutions, case skills, business process improvement methodologies, business process improvement best practices, and then lastly, case study and business process involvement. So later on sa gitna ng seminar ko, magpapagames po ako. So please bear in mind. So handa na ang email natin kasi anonymous player is not included in the prizes. So maskin magdaog mo sa games na ako, kung anonymous mo, wala gyapon mo prizes. So to motivate you, ang first prize is 150 load. Second prize is 100 load. And then third places is 50 load. So di na sakit. Okay, let's start. So why do we need business process improvement? So bakit kaya merong business process improvement? So first, let's discuss what is business process improvement. Business process improvement is a method that identifies, analyzes, and improves the present existing business process that leads to optimizing performance, enhancing company standards, and improving system quality, and etc. Business process improvement will help in reducing the cost, improving the income, improving the quality, reducing the processing time, improving the accuracy and efficiency. So sa panahon karon kita tanan as students, as teachers, as mentors, or as a manufacturing employee, nagyan na nato ni ang ginatawag nga re-engineering. So mahitabo na siya kung naay business in process improvement. So traditionally, ang mga students, magato sa school, maminaw sa teachers. But then, nag-abot ng pandemic karon, so what should company do nga para mabalik ang mga ilang employees or ilang mga clients? So, dara magsulod ang business process improvement. So, we will redesign, analyze the problems, and then implement the solutions. Why to improve business process? So, ano man nga mag-improve yung business process na mo? When a company wants to stand out from others, it should implement business process improvement and automate as it directly helps in the growth of the business. So natay 5 benefits of business process improvement. First is the productivity. So by continuously taking steps to improve the business process, it can lead to removing the efficiencies in the businesses and ultimately improve the productivity. So from traditionally sa dating karaan nga processes, so daghang kita workers, 500 workers, tigmaso, tigtiltil, tighulma, bawa sa manufacturing siya ha. So daghang tigdala og deliver ana. Wherein karon dili na magsulod ang wherein sa business process improvement. So katong mga problems nga dili sa efficient, dili sa pas-pas, kung mag business process improvement kato siya magtaas ang atong productivity, tanggalon na atong mga issues, tanggalon na atong makales sa time. And then next is reduce cost. So if na-re-engineered na ang processes sa isa ka company, ma-reduce ang cost sa company. And also, mag-increase ang quality. Itungod, halimbawa karon sa tuwa, automated na siya. Usually sa mga panggawa, automated naman. So, compare nyo ang kapaspas sa tao sa automated and then sa quality. When naka-program na ang robotics, so sila na mag-1, sila na mag-assign. So, ang quality is higher. Next is it attracts customers. So, if ang atuang business is systematized siya, so it attracts customer. Like karon, kung bawa imong school kay nagamit kay face-to-face gyapon mo, wherein nga pandemic, so gamay ra kay ang students. Pero unlike sa nga na kung mag-implement tag online class, so katong mga students na to outside using internet, pwede siya makasulod sa atong klase. So, it attract customer. Lastly, the benefits of business process improvement is the reduced risk. So, maiwasan na to ang human error nga ginatawag within the company or the businesses. Next. Why business process improvement fails? So, as companies, nasa various types of methodologies of business process improvement ginagamit. Pero mo gini siya ang gina-use sa ubang professionals. So, they first look for the detailed look on the company's process, unsa mga processes nga ginagamit sa company, unsa ang current nilang processes, and then they identify the business process. So gina-map out nila ng mga processes sa company, and then next, they aims to improving. So sometimes during aning phases, na-adjust times nga, in spite of taking huge sets of time and resources, for all these processes, sometimes measurable achievements won't be seen. So, maski noon sa na to check sa system, analyze sa itong planning, nga na-adjust time nga na-adjust mag-arise ng mga problems during implementation. So, itudlo lang sa inyo paano jud ang steps during sa business process improvement. Ano siya mga specific reasons why business process improvement fail? So, lack of responsibility. Sometimes, ang company, ga-hire sila og mga business process improvement expert, but then, kalahati sa work na nila, hapit na mahuman, wala na ang ilang production manager, so, dahil na ang mga employees, lack of responsibility. Next is complicated. So, alam naman natin kung sa school lang, gamay lang process, pero sa mga manufacturing sites or the ibang mga company, lisod juga ang processes, dagan o agian ang wherein sa pag-purchase, sa pag-liquidate, sa pag-record, dagan kayo agian. So which is complicated. Sometimes, ang ato mga experts is inability to modify the plan. Ay, bawa na, i-propose nga plan ng isa, tapos ang manager, or ang company nga i-propose nga, dili po mag-agree. So, dili lang sila mag-check sa ibang options, dito lang sila sa plan, which is, dili siya applicable. So, here are the steps to improve business process. First step is identify the problems. So IT specialists kami, in-identify naman problems as ang may problema, as ang walay customers, bakit walay customers, and then what is the problem nga nganong ingani na. So first identify the problem. So i-map up nimo tanan mga problems nga ga-exist sa company, and then map the process. So i-list nimo tanan process. So first, lista mo from purchasing, liquidation, inventory, for releasing na ba siya, or na ba ibang process. I-map out na to na, and then, analyze the system. Kabuuan sa system nila. Dili sa system, dalawa ng system na tawag na mo is ang computer systems and then organization system. So katong with, dili siya software and then hardware. Next, after sa analyze system, dan naman sa redesign. So, from current business process, bago na mo siya na may pangtanggalon ng mga processes, tapos may pangdagdag na processes. From sulat-sulat, karon type na lang, edit. May nga na siyang redesigning. From pukpok, build, from automation, robot na lang, add na lang kagkuhan, bantayan na lang ng robot ng mahuman, kung ano yung mga product ng mahuman, nga na siya redesigning. Next is implement. So, after redesigning, identifying the problems, map the process, analyze the system, redesign, dahil masunod ang implementation. Sa implementation na phase, katong gibuhat ninyo nga new processes, i-implement nyo sa inyong businesses nga nakuha or inyong company nga client. Next, lastly is review. Hindi na siya mawala ang review. After sa implementation, natay review for the implementation. Okay ba ang implement na system? Nabay mga trial, nabay mga problems na nag-occur, or mas lisod ba ang implement ng new system kaysa old system? Inga na siya. Common business process improvement solution. So, kabalo ta karon ang pinaka trends gaya karon nga business process improvement solution is automation. So, robot na. Same sa Amazon, dati is more daghan sila factory worker, ilang inline nila daghan kayo, karon robots na. So ang gabira sa packages from the magabot ang truck, robot na magkuha sa packages, ihulog sa parcel, nga na. Next is reduce errors. So automation na siya, robotic na, or karang automatic na ang iyang processes, reduce error ta kay tungod coded naman siya to perfection. Kaya reduce error. Key skills required for business process improvement. So natay ginatawag nga soft skills. Wait lang ha. Soft skills, the business process improvement professionals must have a good balance of communication skills along with technical competencies. So, dili lang kay kabalo ka mag decision making, kabalo dapat ka mag communication skills along with the technical competencies. So, communicate to the upper manager, lower managers, sa mga employee, unsa mga problems. Dili kay mag-survey lang ka. So, katong survey nimo, tama ba to or dili, pinatak-an na ba to? So, dapat kabalo ka mag-communicate sa ilaha. Aside sa communicate, dapat tayo soft skills. So, technical dapat ka. Walo ka sa mga terminologies na ginagamit, sa mga processes, yung na. Next is creative and analytical thinking. So, critical thinking and analytic solving gives the nature of the industry. And one is constantly on lookout for empowered employees that can provide critical thinking and the solutions to various client inquiries. So, aside sa decision making, soft skills, na po tayo creative and analytical thinking. Dili kayo magpataka-taka lang ka og analyzing plan nga wala kay consulting sa sa mga employees or sa company. Next is collaboration. So, di gini siya mawalang collaboration. Di ka magpataka o buhat sa imong new system na walay collaboration sa imong client. Kay base imong client, di mo sugot sa imong gibuhat nga new processes. So, nga ka. Next is adaptability. Adaptability is even with the existing planning and preparation, you may not be able to reach an extent you have expected. So, lack of adaptability is one of the main reasons businesses fail. In many cases, it's a failure to respond to external factor like a shift in the market. So, dapat adaptable ka sa mga current trends karon sa market. So, adaptable dapat ka. So, kung unsa ang trends karon, dapat ma-adapt nimo to. Dili ka kay mugulat-hulat lang ka nga muna na siya ang uso karon. So, if na yung mga changes, adapt tayo. Okay, that's all. So, we have quiz time. Procedure. So, nako i-link kay hatag sa chat box or sa comment box. So, mag-join mo dito. Natay small quizzes. Tara, i-access nyo na. Sign up using your Google email address. Click or the link which will be given in the comment section. Use your real name ha. Ayun yung gamitang anonymous kay gatag mo sa anonymous kadang quiz.quizly.com. So dapat login niyo yung email. First prize, second winner, third winner should use their real name. So kung mas nagdaog ka, anonymous ka, bigyan mo ka kung taga-anong prizes. Wow, daga na kayo, nagsulod. Okay, let's start. So guys, pwede mo mag-answer guys, mas pasay lang yan. Nangunguna si Marante. Taylor Swift, it's a name. Sermon. Taylor Swift. Hi, it's a name. Ralde nangunguna. Taylor Swift. Malapit na sila. Talaugon, running first. Number 25. Ano na dyan? Renee Gortasano. Galaw-galaw. Elio Dante. Dias, Michi. Lata. while kahulat na sa kwan sa winner, so pag-present sa nako ako ang methodologies. So this is process improvement methodologies. So dagan-dagan tag ginagamit nga methods to improve a business process. So one of those is the Six Sigma. So kani Six Sigma, ginatawag na to is this method was first introduced by Motorola. So the DMAIC and the DMADB. So what DMAIC stands for? So DMAIC stands for define, measure, analyze, improve, control. While DMADB defined as define, measure, analyze, designs, and verify. So these methods reduce defect, reduce cycle time, remove error and defects, improve customer satisfaction. So ulit na ko DMAIC means define, measure, analyze, improve, control, while DMADB means define, measure, analyze, design, and verify. The next business process methodologies is Lean. So this Lean methodologies was used by Toyota. It maximizes customer value, minimize waste for an organization, product, and services. The next methodology is Kanban. So Kanban, or the Kanban method, is a means to design, manage, and improve flow systems for knowledge work. So here in Kanban, segregate nato niya ang to do, in process, and done. That's Kanban. Next is total quality management. TQM, or total quality management, is a continual process of detecting and reducing or eliminating errors in manufacturing, streamlining supply chain management, and improving the customer experience, and ensuring that employees are up to speed with training. The next methodology is Kaizen. Kaizen cycles for continuous improvement. So here we have get employees involved. 2, gather a list of problems. 3rd, encourage solutions, then choose an idea. Steps 4, test the solution. Step 5, regularly measure and analyze the results. Step 6 is, if successful, adapt the solutions. Number 7, repeat on ongoing basis. So cycle siya. Kaizen requires identifying areas for improvement, creating solutions and plans for rollout, and then cycling through the process again for other issues, for issues that were inadequately addressed. Number 6 methodology is 5S. So familiar tanay, usually sa mga in-situs, mga facilities, or assessments. So naagin yung 5S. So 5S means sort, set in order, train, standardize, sustain. So, or other term is series or sort, siton or set in order, sit score, standardize. So mauna siya ang cheese, ang train or sustain. This is used for business process improvement. Number 7 is PDCA, or quality cycle. From plan, do, check, and act. So PDCA, or plan, do, check, act, or plan, do, check, adjust, is an interactive design and management method used in business for control and continuous improvement of process and product. So muna siyang ginagamit, PDCA. Next is business process improvement methodologies and business process management. So kami muna ginagamit ng mga methodologies so business process management. So process mapping nga ginatawag is a technique of using flow charts to illustrate the flow of process proceeding from most macro perspective to the level of detail required to identify opportunities for improvement. Process mapping focuses on the work rather than on the job titles or hierarchy. So for the example of this, from the pinakagamay nga process which is paglakaw paingon sa eskwelahan hantod pag-uli, mao na siya ang gina-detailed ginabutang sa business process management. From processes to procedures to sub-procedures, dira ginakon. Para makita jud tanan asa mga nag-problem, base dito na problema sa late siya kay tungod layo ang rooms or nagka-problema ang iyang kwan kay tungod na problem sa family, so layo pa ilang balay baktason, ay nga na. Or sa library processes, dagan pag procedures, dagan pag gastohon. So diri makita sa business process management. Okay? Business process improvement best practices. So from analyze, map the process, or identify the problem, analyze, until sa review or the ginatawag na itong implement, brag na-adyo ko nga, maghinay-hinay sa takay. Dili ta mag-diretso-diretso implement. Kitungod, base natin matanggal ang mga important processes. Number 2 is choose the right tool. So, during business process improvement, so dapat kabutaon sa mga tools sa gamiton nato. Karang swak ba siya or sobra labang magasto mo sa tool pero wala gyud po'y pulos, nga na. Next is use optimum resources. So, kung di kaya, di pugson. Kung saan nasa itong resources, so, improvise na lang nato ni siya, i-improve while waiting sa budget nga kaya tag other resources or other nga method or paano na to i-change ang atong process. Next is measure well. Mga ginatawag na to nga from start to end, i-measure na to kung next time ba buhaton gyapon nato ni or dili. So measure well.
It's a business process improvement. To make you understand even better,
Kadunggan
I'll be
ba?
showing an example of a business improvement
Kadunggan?
process. Case study on business process improvement. Consider an example of a medical shop. So we know it has very essential elements that every customer needs. But due to some reasons, the shop couldn't sell much of the medicines. They found that only fewer customers are reaching them. Also, medicines are getting expired, and they have no idea what to do. Then, they decided to meet the business process improvement manager and wanted to discuss their issues. Next, they meet Bob, the business process improvement manager. He then analyzed the issue. So, what was the problem? The medical shop started earning fewer profits. They saw a huge loss in their company. The improvement manager, Bob, understood the medical shop owner's problem. He analyzed the issues. Then, he came up with some problems. Bob said that the medical shop is not in the city center, and people found it difficult to reach the shop. Next, Bob told the shop owner that the medical shop is not having good, popular brands, and so people are refusing to visit the shop. Then, Bob told that the shop is not organized in a structured way. Like, the placement of different products was found to be irregular. Next, Bob told me there are no hospitals nearby, and so, the number of people required to buy medicine is less. So, what is the solution? Bob suggested a few of the solutions that can make the medical shop owner earn profits. Firstly, Bob suggested shifting the shop to such a place where people can find it easy to reach the medical shop. Later, he also asked to shift to that place where many hospitals are present. Next, he told to add some good products of popular brands which people are aware of. Then, Bob also suggested adding some new attractive products that are of high demand. At last, he asked the medical owner to arrange all the products in a structured way, so that it attracts the customers, as well as easy to identify the product also. After implementing the solutions given by Bob, the medical shop improved gradually and started earning profits. This is one such example of business process improvement. She's a businessman.
Okay, so that's all my presentation. Thank you. Wait check sa nato kinsang winner. Oh, wala pa. Ginauman. So, later on, i-announce ako kinsang winner. So, mag-proceed na sa next presenter. Thank you. Thank you, Sir Mom. Thank you, students. Thank you, Ma'am Love.
What comes in your mind when you hear employee involvement? So pag sinabi nating employee involvement, it is a direct participation of a staff to help an organization na ma-fulfill ang kanilang mission and ma-meet ang kanilang objectives by applying their own ideas, expertise, and efforts towards solving problems and making decisions. So from this definition, participation include representative involvement or participation, direct communication, and upward problem solving. So remember that senior leaders ay hindi lamang sila yung responsible, no, for the company growth and success. Kahit yung employees, they have their important role din, no, na na reason para maging makakontribute sila ng success or growth ng kanilang company, whether you are in a higher position or you are in a lower position. No, it doesn't matter. So, one of the factors leading to organizational success is employees' involvement. And we will discuss this as we go on. Next slide, Sir Ellie. So, the question is why it matters. Now, why it matters, or why does employees' involvement matters? So, I will discuss the 6 list of why employee involvement matters on the next following slides. Sir Ellie. So ito yung mga 6 list why employee involvement matters. No, bakit ka mahalaga? Kung hindi ka mahalaga sa boyfriend mo, kahit lang man sa organization yung mahalaga ka. And I will discuss each as we go on. So the employee involvement, why it matters. Here are the 6 lists. Increase in productivity, enhance morale, healthier relationships, commitment towards the organization, innovative thinking, and managing change better. So the increased productivity is, Sir Ellie. So in increased productivity, when employees are involved, they make calculated decisions, plan their work, bring more enthusiasm to their jobs. This increases the productivity and growth of the organization. So one of the essential reasons why employee involvement matters, it is because it affects employee productivity or performance. For example, when an employee do a task or any job with more dedication or involvement, usually they are more evident in their thought process, no? Pag sinabi natin evident in their thought process, it brings us more awareness, no? Awareness towards our work as well. And we can handle the situation with ease and keep calm, with ease and keep our mind calm, no? Wala tayo anang kara-kara na mga panghitabo na mga sitwasyon or na mga incident na mga ingana. Kalma lang. So the next one is, Sir Ellie, the enhanced morale, no? So ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng employee morale? So employee morale it is the attitude, emotion, satisfaction of employees towards their work. And fulfilling these aspects will need your work culture to emphasize employee involvement. So when employee involvement are in an organization, or let's say when employee is involved in organization, it can boost employee morale, no? And if employee morale is manifested in your organization, it is really affect employee psychological aspect. So ano yung psychological aspect, such as they become happy, no? Masaya sila sa kanilang ginagawa. They have confidence and they literally enjoy their work, no? Walang, kumbaga ikaw, kung masaya ka sa imong trabaho, no? Happy kay ka mo sa imong trabahoan pagkaugma, no? Sayo kay ka mo bangon, mag-prepare, magpagwapa and everything, no? Kay pag-abot mo sa trabahoan, wala stress, no? Okay ang relationship ninyo with your workmates or other employees. So the next one, we have healthier relationships. Sana all healthy ang relationship. So, healthier relationship in an organization, employee or employer relationship is really the key to organizational success. So always remember na we need to encourage relationship between managers and employees. Kasi if hindi healthy ang relationship niyo sa isang organization, nagkakaroon talaga ng miscommunication. No, minsan palamangan, minsan uh, kunting issue lang, lalagyan na ng ibibig deal na. So, if nagkakaroon ng miscommunication sa isang organization, it can really leads to hindrance in progress towards the success of the organization. So, importante talaga na mayroon tayong healthy relationship, no, sa ating co-employees and employers. So, no, kahit dito man lang sa kahit dito man lang sa loob ng organization, maka-experience maka-experience tag healthy relationship. Healthy relationship. So next is the commitment towards the organization. So organizational commitment is the connection or bond na mayroon si employee at si employer sa loob ng isang organization. So commitment towards the organization can lead to two aspects, no? Number one is learning environment and employee feedback. So the question is, how these two aspects related to employees' commitments? So learning environment can lead to employees' collaborative of ideas in the workplace, but how they can lead into this? Good training programs, modules that increase employee skills, employee advocacy, and employee branding. So sa good training programs kasi, example dito yung mga nag-offer si organization ng trainings such as managerial trainings, supervisory training na makakatulong sa kanilang mga employee. No? And then we have also the modules that increase employee skills. So, si organization, they will gonna identify kung anong klaseng trainings ba ang i-offer nila kay employee para ma-improve or ma-increase ang skills ni employee, no? And then, sa organization din, mayroon din tayong tinatawag or mayroon ding part ng ating organization or company, yung mga advocacy. Kasi dito sa amin kasi sa Croatia, we have this organization in our institution, tinatawag namin Gender and Development Program, which is nakapokus siya sa women's and children act. Na actually galing ito sa CHED, no? And then kailangan namin siya dito sa aming school din, no, for the awareness of para na din sa lahat, no, for the protection of everyone na din. Then we have also the employee branding. Ito yung promoting a company. So now let's go to employee feedback. So pag sinabi natin employee feedback, it is defined as a process of giving constructive suggestions to the employees. Excuse me. Usually ginagawa ito ng managers, supervisors, and peers. So how it is related to employees' commitment in an organization. Kasi kapag kabalugod ka maminaw sa ilaha, no? Kabalo ka maminaw sa ilaha, makatabang ko na kahit maminaw lang ka sila mga problems, sila mga concerns, it is already big help to them, no? So, when you listen to them, you can help them through what? Through counseling and so on about doings, no? About what they are doing. So they have done either it's a good or bad, no? And when employees kasi naka-receive ng feedback properly, they become more loyal and committed to the organization. So now let's go to innovative thinking. So innovative thinking is the ability to come up with new ideas and novel approaches to problems. So how this innovative So how does innovative thinking related to employees' involvement? So employee involvement makes employees feel a part of the organization when this happens. Employees become more responsible about their work and they push themselves, no? They push themselves, kumbaga, ginatagaan nila ilang sarili ba na kumbaga, kung dati ginalimitan nila ilang sarili, karon when you let them involve in your organization, mas kumbaga nag-jump sila ba, mas nataas pa ang ilahang oy, mas nataas pa ilang ginabuhat, no? They push themselves to find better results sa mga problems or sa mga para result for the success of the company. So on the other hand, when the employees is involved committedly, they usually responsible and thinking innovatively. So nagkakaroon ng drive sa employee to have eagerness to come up with ideas, no? With ideas to tackle and solve problems within the organization or in the workplace. So now let's go to managing change better. So managing change better. So organizational change is the movement of an organization from one state of affairs to another. So organizational change can take many forms. It may involve a change in a company structure, strategy, policies, procedures, technology, or culture. So, paano siya naging related, no? Paano siya naging related into employees' involvement? So, when employees involved in an organization, they are literally adapt the changes, no? Kasi nga, they are already committed sa they are already committed sa organization. So, ang nangyayari, if they are involved enough, they are usually open to change and accept the challenges. So, usually, sila pa yung may mga better ideas and views that gives a broader sense of vision that benefits to everyone or to the organization, no? So, the last one, so I have the last one, so paspas ka, Aita. So, I have the last one here. Last one na ba ito? O last one na pala ito? So yan. Last na yan na topic ko. So, before ko i-end ito, no, I would like to leave you this quote. Galing siya kay Steve Jobs. So, sabi niya, it doesn't make sense daw to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. So, sana yung listings ko or reasons why employee involvement matters, why you are matters, no, in your future employers in your organization will help you, no. So I hope naghatag ko I hope nakahatag ko insights, no, into employee involvement and why it is essential for every organization. So that's all, and thank you so much. And thank you so much, Ma'am Lovely, and to all the participants.
Down to our last resource speaker. He is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Office Administration at Cornelia Foundation College Incorporated and currently working in the same school as a full-time faculty and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, to discuss to us organizing or reorganizing an organization and its employees, please help me welcome our last resource speaker, Mr. Renee Gortasano. Sir?
Yes. So before anything else, by the way, I am Renee Gortasano, of course. A while ago, Ma'am Lovely talk about my background. Ayan. So I am a graduate of BS Office Administration, a full-time faculty member here in Cornelia Foundation College Incorporated, and I'm a second-year student taking Master's in Business Management, major in Human Resource Management. All right, so now my topic is all about the organizing and reorganizing an organization and its employees. So, kagaya kay Ma'am Luyang, I'll be asking you guys, students, and to our, yan. So, for you,
why organizing is very important in an organization. Again, I'll be choosing top 3 best answers. Ayan, so makaka-receive sila ng 50 pesos load. Okay? So, for you, why organizing is very important in an organization? So, habang nagta-type kayo, I'll proceed, of course. So, many organizations in their daily business dealings forget one of the most important and fundamental aspects of a successful organization: the need and importance of organizing. Ayan. So, organizing. So, what is organizing? So, I guess tayong lahat is nakaka-experience na nito, di ba? So, we need to be organized para alam natin kung anong gagawin natin para ma-manage natin ng mabuti yung oras natin. Ayun. So, organizing. Organizing can be defined and explained as a systematic process of structuring, integrating, coordinating task goals, activities, and resources in order to attain organizational objectives and aims. Ayan. And their aim for achieving short-term gains, many organizations tend to ignore these very important aspects of organizing. Ayan. So they are, of course, yun po yung organizations and bakit tayo nag-organize or nagre-reorganize sa isang business or sa company natin. So of course, so we have the benefits of organizing a organization. So may mga benefits po talaga tayo. So one of them is efficiency. So efficiency. So since everybody in an organization is given a part of the whole job and not the whole job itself, this leads to the distribution of the job on the basis of the individual's field of expertise and knowledge. In the end, everybody is doing the job he or she is best at. This leads to the over-efficiency in working of the organization, which then leads to everybody achieving more from it. Diba? So pag alam natin, pag nailagay natin yung isang employee sa kanyang task, so nami-make sure natin na alam niya kung ano yung ginagawa niya. Diba? So mas mapadali at mas mapabilis pa yung task na dapat niyang gawin. So isa po siya sa benefits sa pag-organize ng isang organization. So second, we have no clashes. Since the whole job is divided and everybody now knows what exactly he has to do, he will give his best to the job as now. He and only he is accountable for that job. This is eventually lead team members contribute effectively, and since clear roles are defined, this won't even lead to clashes or disputes. Harmony will prevail in the workforce and everybody tries his best to make his part of the job stand and shine. So ito yung pinakamagandang benepisyo sa pag-organize ng isang organization. For an example, I am the school event coordinator. So binigyan ako ng task ng school to be the event coordinator of this institution. So alam ko yung ginagawa ko. So alam ko kung ano yung gagawin ko. So in short, walang ibang taong kumbaga. So trabaho, I mean, parang kinukuha niyo yung trabaho niyo, ganon. So at least ito isa sa pinakamagandang benepisyo sa pag-o-organize ng isang organization. So alam mo kung anong task mo and alam mo kung ano ang gagawin mo. Ayan. So next, benefits of organizing the organization. So we have better use of resources. Since job roles are properly segmented and organized, duplication of work can be controlled and avoided altogether. This will lead to the optimum utilization of the various resources and therefore save on cost and the company-owned and public-owned resources. O, diba? So, once may mga aplikante tayong nag-a-apply sa company natin, kailangan alam natin kung ano yung mga skills na pwede nilang gawin, na alam natin na mas may maitutulong sila sa company natin. So, isa yon sa magandang benepisyo. So next we have flexibility. Effective organizing in an organization leads to flexibility and easy adoption of any change in an organization. The flexibility helps in customization of the work with respect to the individual and organizational goals. Proper organizing helps to change in relations to the ongoing trends and practices. So ito yung isa ito sa pinakamagandang benefits ng pag-organize ng isang organization. Seems like parang hindi ka rin nakafocus sa isang task lang. So pwede ka din ilagay sa ganoong task para at least we are flexible enough kung saan tayo pwedeng ilagay sa company. Kaya natin mag-encode, kaya natin mag-compute, kaya natin mag-set ng mga events, program, meetings. So we are flexible enough. So mas makaka-learn tayo if ganito yung proseso. So of course, we have the growth and expansion. So a good and effective organizing structure in any organization will eventually help the organization achieve both short-term and long-term. It helps in making the business grow and expand organically as well as inorganically. So ayan, so malaking tulong siya para mas mapalawak pa natin yung organization natin, yung goals natin ng isang company. Ayan. So lastly, we have the better coordination among teams. Organizing in an organization helps in defining the roles of every person and therefore defines the hierarchy and the organization in a better manner. Such systematic structures lead to better coordinations among the teams and departments, therefore helping in the overall development of organization and its goals. So, for an example, dito sa kahit saang school, di ba? So, sa lahat ng school, may tinatawag tayo ng mga department. Department of Education, Department of Engineering, di ba? May ganon. So, here in Croatia, we have a Department of Criminology, Department in Social Work, then we have the Office Administration. So, bawat department may mga heads. So, sila yung nagko-coordinate ng mga idea, suggestion, problem, sa kanilang departamento. So may tinatawag tayo na mas mabuting coordination sa lahat ng mga teams sa isang company. Alright, so now, bakit nga ba? Why reorganizing will be easier if you have been what? If you have been doing good or ano, di ba? So, reorganizing will be easier if you have been doing, of course, first, conducting strategic planning to have a good and regularly review the purpose of your organization and overall goals and who should be doing what to meet those goals. So, kinahanglan na adjud tayo ginatawag nga strategic planning para makabaluta kung unsa to ang dapat natong buhaton or mas maka-focus ta sa atong dapat buhaton para ma-meet nato ato ang mga goals. Okay? So second, we have using sound principles of employee performance management to regularly review what employees should be doing to produce results, how they are doing toward their results, and what must be done to help them to do a better job or achieving results. Diba? So dito, for example, here in Croatia, we are having a monthly evaluation. Ayun. So we have a monthly evaluation. We assess the teachers if they are doing their tasks, if they are having hard time na makomplete nila yung mga compliance nila. So at least the admin will check and know na okay, so mas okay pa pala na dapat kaunti lang muna yung task ni teacher kasi parang hindi pa niya na-perform ng mabuti yung task niya or kausapin para at least ma-review natin kung ano talaga yung dapat niyang gawin, kung may result ba or wala. Ayun. So reorganizing will be easier if you have been doing good and handle on the need of change and what changes must be done if you have done. Ayun. So now, we do have a typical problems that suggest need for reorganizing. Diba? We are asking, sir, ano ba yung mga problema na pwede parang maisipan ko na need ko nang mag-reorganize sa company ko. Need ko nang ayusin. Okay? So here are the typical problems that suggest need for reorganizing. So I'll share it to you. First, we have an employee keeps complaining that he or she is overloaded with work. Ayan. So dili jud nato na malikayan, no? Nga makita jud nato nga madunggan na lang nato if you will be the owner, madunggan na lang jud nato sa mga ko-employee sa tuang mga trabahante na usa naman ni uy daghan na kayo ni pagay ko naman sa kong isa ka task na napukoy isa ka task ing ana. So in short, dira na gid ta maghuna-una nga kinahanglan na ba nato mag-reorganize? Kinahanglan na ba nato ayuson ang atoang sistema? Kay murag daghan naman ang nagareklamo. So isa na sa mga rason nganong need na nato mag-reorganize sa atong organization. So second, employees complain that their activities overlap. O di ba? Wala pa ganit na human ng isa, ni patong na po ng isa. Wala pa ganit na human tong pinakauna, nakapatong na po tong ikatatlo. So ana, murag ma-overload na sila. Murag madaghanan na ang ilahang kwan, madaghanan na ang ilahang trabaho nga buhatonon. Di ba? So murag ma-feel nila na na-abuse sila, na-abuso sila. Okay? So next, we have an employee indicates that he or she does not have enough work to do during a workday. So naputay mga ing-ani nga mga trabahante nga mutrabaho lang pag muagi na si boss. Ana, murag usay ma-feel na niya na murag wala na mo koy ginabuhat. Ana, murag usa pa ba akong buhaton na murag kuha na lang man ko murag nagalingkod-lingkod na lang man ko diri ngana. So ma-feel na nila nga murag useless na sila kumbaga. So that's the time na pwede na gid kay ta mag-reorganize, na pwede na to sa tagaan og task for them to work well and to be better. All right? So next we have employees complain that they are reporting to more than one boss or supervisor. Eto, of course, di ba? Naadyo tayo mga ing-ani, di ba? So wala ta kabalo si kinsa to ang sundon. Diba napoy namagud poy tay namapoy mga trabahante na murag feeling boss. So for that murag sila ang nagiging toxic sa isa ka trabahante na usa man uy murag wala na ko kabalo si kinsa ko ang sundon. Tama murag si sir ang head nagingon nga okay lang tapos ang kaning isa kay murag dili okay murag ingana. So naglibog siya si kinsa yang sundon si department head or si department coordinator. So ingana ang ato ang mga instances ng mga problema. Okay? So next we have an employees complains that their work includes very different tasks. For example, they may have a highly complex and demanding project. Diba? Like, example, leading strategic planning in a large routine, recurring tasks, sorting a great deal of the organization daily mail. O, di ba, for example, murag dili naman ako ni trabaho, murag dili man ko kabalo ani, murag ingana gud nga mga instances, nga mga butang, nga makaingon ka nga murag tama pa ba niya akong gitrabaho? Tama pa ba niya akong gisudlan? So you as a owner or a manager, you should have to be aware on those concerns. Kay isa gina siya sa nganong naay mga trabahante nga dili magdugay sa isa ka company. Okay? So next we have management notices a large amount of employee turnover. That is, employees don't stay long enough with an organization. So katong bago lang akong istorya, na-adjust tay mga trabahante, matingalan na lang nga kutob 6 months na lang sila or 1 year. It's because naay something sa ka-organization na dapat bag-uhon. Naay something sa sistema na kinahanglan nato bag-uhon. Okay? So next, we have a department or major function in the organization has recurring problems. Ito. So in short, kung walay problema sa tuang trabahante, ang naay problema sa tuang sistema. So dito na nga point nga dapat na gyud nato i-reorganize ang atuang organization or atuang company. Ayun. So note, so it is not always problems that provoke the need of reorganizing, okay? For example, if the organization has been conducted strategic planning and produced a new goals, these goals may require the organization to reorganize. For example, if the business wants to expand share in a certain region, then the organization may need a new office in that region for more sales or people. Okay? So that was the typical problems that suggest need for reorganizing. So now, the next question. How organization-wide change is best carried out? Successful change must involve top management, including the board and chief executive. Usually, there's a champion who initially instigates the change by being visionary, persuasive, and consistent. A change agent role is usually responsible to translate the vision of a realistic plan and carry out the plan. Change is usually best carried out as a team-wide effort. Communications about the change should be frequent and with all the organization members. To sustain the change, the structures of the organization itself should be modified, including strategic plans, policies, and procedures. Change in the structures of the organization typically involves an unfreezing, change, and refreezing process. So in short, we need to have an open communication between all the members of the company, including the employee, the owner, the chief executive, and the board of trustees of the board member, di ba? Para mas maplanuhan o mas maayos o tarong ang organization, para mas ma-handle pa o tarong. Okay? So, we all have here the specific suggestions. What will be the specific suggestions? In addition to the above general guidelines, there are few basic guidelines to keep in mind. So, kinahanglan na ito nga mga i-consider nga mga suggestions. Okay? So, first, consider using a consultant to ensure that the consultant is highly experienced in organizational-wide change. Kailangan na agad siya alam. Second, widely communicate the potential need for change. Communicate what you are doing about. Communicate what was done and how it worked out. Diba? Iingon din na siya kung sa mga pagtabo, kung kumusta ang result, kumusta ang pagtrabaho. Okay? So next, we have get as much feedback as practical from employees, including what they think are the problems and what should be done to resolve them. If possible, work with a team of employees to manage the change. So, the evaluation is really perfect to this. Diba? Mas okay ra kaayo nga mangutana ka sa imong mga trabahante kung unsa pa ang mga problema, kung unsa pa ang mga kulang. Kaya usually, dili ka ang mga manager or in the higher position, dili kay nila makita ang mga very minimal kay nga problema pero maka-cause gyud siya og delay, di ba? So mas okay ra jud, mas okay kaayo nga mas mabalaan nato kung unsa tong mga gamay nga butang. A very small problem can cause a problem gyapon, di ba? So mas okay gyapon nga mas ma-resolve gid siya as early as we can. Okay, so next we have don't get wrapped up in doing change for the sake of change. Okay? Know why you are making the change. What goals do you hope to accomplish? Dili kay need niyo mag-reorganize, kay mag-reorganize na lang ta. Ingana. Of course, mag-reorganize ta, it's because naatay goals na kailangan i-achieve. Naatay goals na kailangan nato i-aim. Okay? Dili lang kay for the charter nga nang mag-reorganize ko kay need na ko mag-reorganize for the char na po, dili na siya ing ana. Okay? So need na to mag-reorganize, it's because kay kinahanglan para ma-achieve na to ato ang goals. Next, plan the change. How do you plan to reach the goals? What will you need to reach the goals? How long might it take, and how will you know when you've reached for your goals or not? Focus on the coordination of the departments, programs in your organization, not on each party by itself. Have someone in charge of the plan. Okay? So kinahanglan nato planuhon og tarong bag-o ta mag-reorganize. Kinahanglan nato mabad-an nato unsay tumong, unsay purpose, unsay dahilan, what's the reasons nganong need nato mag-reorganize. So that is one of the specific suggestions, okay? So next we have end up having every employee ultimately reporting to one person if possible, and they should know who that person is. Job description are often complained about, but they are useful in specifying who reports to whom. O, di ba? So, according to this, job descriptions are often complained about. Di ba? So, kinahanglan kung unsa tong nabutang sa ilahang kontrata, kung unsa tong ilahang job description, mao lang gyud dapat ang ilahang trabahoon. Dili kay if you are a teacher, then nalabay ka dito sa kuan, nalabay ka sa magtukod og building. Ingana god, ingana nga mga instances. So, di ba? So, next we have delegate decisions to employees as much as possible. This includes granting them the authority and responsibility to get the job done as much as possible. Let them decide how to do the project. Alright? If natanhatag na nimo ang task or the specific task or project para sa ilaha, let them do. Okay? Buhaton. I-let nato sila nga buhaton nila ang ilahang trabaho para mag-grow sila, and of course, para mas makaka-create sila og new idea nga wala nato na huna-hunaan. Alright? So next, the process won't be an aha. It will take longer than you think. Di ba? Usually, natay ginahuna-huna, tapos, aha, kabalo na ko. Then, sa ganito, you need to think more. Di ba? So, taas pa kayo ang panahon para huna-hunaon mo. So, ingana lang. Then, next we have, keep perspective. Keep focus on meeting the needs of your customer or clients. Kinahanglan straightforward yun ang ato ang target. What is our company offering? Unsa ang goals sa ato ang company? What will be our mission? What will be our vision? Diba? To set those standards para makahatag ka og maayong nga serbisyo para sa ato ang mga customers or clients. So next we have take care of yourself first. Organization-wide change can be highly stressful. So if ever na mag-reorganize ta, you need to take good care of yourself. You need, karang natay ginatawag, kailangan sa kakanang naka sa tamang kondisyon. Diba? Naka sa tamang kondisyon. Para if you will start to reorganize your company or your business, diri na magsugod ang imuhang gera. Kaya medyo stressful siya. Okay, third to the last. Don't seek to control change, but rather to expect it, understand it, and manage it. Okay? Dili sa tanang butang makontrol nato. So, natay ginatawag na murag go na lang ta, sabay ta sa agos ng tubig, di ba? So, expect jud ta nga there's really a changes, expect ta nga na yung mga panghitabo, na yung mga good and bad sa pag-reorganize sa organization. And we need to understand it and we need to manage it. Need na to siya i-handle. Kay mao ni siya ang possible gyud na mahitabo. Okay? So next we have include closure in the plan. Acknowledge and celebrate your accomplishments. So nga na ang pinaka-the best. Pag once na-achieve nimo, thank you, Lord. Nga na gina siya. Salamat kayo kay na-achieve nako. Okay? So lastly, read some resources about organizational change, including new forms and structures. Always remember that we are always still learning. Naga-learn tayo. We are still students. So dili sa tanang butang kabalutak sa mga panghitabo. Dili sa tanang butang that we are updated because nowadays we are, 'di ba? We are living in a new technology. 'Di ba? Every month natin mga bagong technology. So it can help our organization to be more productive. 'Di ba? So need nato na maging updated sa tanan nga mga butang para makatabang sa tuwang organization. So now, here is my last topic. Our main topic, how to organize and reorganize staff, employees, and organization. Okay? So I have here 10 questions. So I'll read all the questions, and later on I will give some answers on those questions. Okay, first, what are the primary goals and objectives that the organization should be designed to meet? What continuing activities need to be performed in order to implement the strategies that have been selected as part of the planning process? Third question, how can the necessary activities to be divided so that individuals or groups can be assigned responsibility for performing them, that is organized into separate roles and jobs? Once activities have been grouped into specific jobs, what kind of authority and responsibility should be assigned? O, di ba? So, fifth question, how and by whom should decisions be made? Sixth, how specialized should roles be? Next, who should control the work being performed? How can communication and coordination among members of the organization be facilitated? How can job and role descriptions can be developed to take into account both functions and accountabilities? And last question we have, how can coordination and communication with the external social environment be facilitated? Okay, so now let's proceed. What are the primary goals and objectives that the organization should be designed to meet? And what continuing activities need to be performed in order to implement the strategies that have been selected as part of the planning process? The answer is strategic planning. Okay? The answer of those questions is strategic planning. So now, you will ask, what is strategic planning? Strategic planning determines where an organization is going over the next year or more, how it's going to get there, and how it will know if it got there or not. The focus of the strategic plan is usually on the entire organization, while the focus of the business plan is usually on a particular product, service, or program. Diba? There are variety of perspective models and approaches used in strategic planning. Of course, the benefits of strategic planning. Sir, what will be the benefits of strategic planning if we will apply the strategic planning in reorganize a organization? Okay? So we have 13 benefits of strategic planning. First, clearly define the purpose of the organization and to be established realistic goals and objectives consistent with that mission in a defined time frame within the organization's capacity for implementation. Diba? So next, we have communicate those goals and objectives to the organization's constituents. Develop a sense of ownership of the plan. Ensure the most effective use is made of the organization's resources by focusing the resources on the key priorities. Fifth, benefits. Provide a base from which progress can be measured and establish a mechanism for informed change when needed. Next, we have listen to everyone's opinions in order to build consensus about where the organization is going. So, di ba, na-topic natin, na-discuss natin, it's better to have evaluation para mas makita natin, para mas malaman natin kung ano yung mga problem ng organizations or company natin. And of course, other reasons include that strategic planning provides clearer focus for the organizations, thereby producing more efficiency and effectiveness. Bridges staff employees in the board of directors in the case of corporations. Builds strong teams in the board and in the staff employees in the case of corporations. Provides the glue that keeps the board members together. Produces great satisfaction and meaning among planners, especially around the common vision. Increases productivity from increased efficiency and effectiveness. Solves major problems in the organization. Ayan. So now, those are the benefits of strategic planning, and other reasons include that strategic planning. Isa sa mga benepisyo sa to have a strategic planning to have in our organizing a organization. So next we have how to organize and reorganize staff in employees' organizations. How can the necessary activities to be divided so that individuals or groups can be assigned responsibility for performing them? That is organized into separate roles and jobs. We have to know what positions and jobs are needed. Workforce planning. How to design a new job and a new position of role. We have the 3 steps to help the organization in strategically about staffing needs. The strategic plan specifies strategic goals and strategies or objectives to achieve each goals. Diba? Examples of planning or strategic planning: business planning, project planning, staffing planning, advertising, and promotion planning. So we have a strategic plan specified. So alam natin kung ano yung dapat natin gawin. Kung alam na kailangan natin alam natin kung ano yung dapat i-change, di ba? So next we have a strategic plan produces an action plan or operational plan that specifies actions or tasks must be done in order to implement each strategy and or achieve each objective. Diba? So that these are the steps to help the organization strategically about staffing needs. A staffing plan is created by grouping similar types of expertise and tasks. Those similarities often are grouped into various jobs or positions. So next, once activities have been grouped into specific jobs, what kind of authority and responsibilities should assign? Common terms, levels, and roles in management. These are the solution. And this is the solution. So what is the solution? Management. So we all know that management, there are a variety of views about this term. Traditionally, the term management refers to the activities and often the group of people involved in the 4 general functions listed below: the planning, organizing, leading, controlling, or coordinating. So these are the traditional interpretation. Planning is including identifying goals, objectives, methods, resources needed to carry out the method's responsibilities, and dates for completion of tasks. Diba? So, isa ang planning sa traditional interpretations ng management. Second, organizing. Organizing resources to achieve the goals in an optimum fashion. Examples are organizing new departments, human resources, office and file system. Organizing is very important in management, in a company, in an organization. So next we have leading. Leading including to set direction for the organization. Groups and individuals are also influenced people to follow that direction. Example, establishing strategic direction. What is your vision? What is your values? What is your mission and your goals? Diba? And that is the leading. So alam natin kung ano yung goals natin, kung alam natin kung ano yung direct na pupuntahan ng isang organization. So next, we have controlling and coordinating. The organization system, processes, and structures to reach effectively and efficiently reach goals and objectives. This includes ongoing collection of feedback and monitoring and adjustments of systems, processes, and structures accordingly. Examples including use of financial controls, policies and procedures, performance management process, and measures to avoid risk. Diba? So we need to control and we need to coordinate from the system, from the planning, and all. So these four are the traditional interpretation of management. So now we have this 2, 4, 11, another interpretation of a management. We have the executives, managers, leaders, supervisors, work directors, board of directors, management development, executive development, managerial development, supervisor development, leadership development. Diba? So, this another interpretation can help the management, diba, to reorganize an organization. So this both traditional interpretation and another interpretation of a management can give a big impact to help to reorganize our organization. This mo na to ang need na to i-consider to have a common terms, levels, and roles in management. So next, how and by whom should decisions be made? So these are the problem solving and decision making. Solving problems and making decisions. So these are the guidelines to the problem solving and decision making. First, define the problem. Diba? Kinahanglan nato mabalaan kung unsa ang problema. Second, examine all potential causes for the problem. Let's get those informations, mga potential kung unsa tong dahilan nga nung nakakaitaw nga nga problema. Identify all alternatives to resolve the problem. Unsa to ang dapat buhaton, mga procedures, steps na kinahanglan nato nga i-apply para ma-resolve nato ang nga problem. Of course, carefully select an alternative. Kung kani ba nga solution nga ko ang i-apply sa problema, masolba na ba akong problema? Wala ba ko'y maapektuhan ani nga iban? Diba? Develop an orderly implementation plan to implement the best alternative. Carefully monitor implementation of the plan. Diba? Need gid nato siya nga i-monitor time to time. Kung okay ba ang dagan sa organization, sa mga kabag-uhan nag i-apply. Diba? Verify if the problem has been resolved or not. Let's conclude kung na-resolve ba ito ang problema nga gibuhat or wala. So these are the guidelines to problem solving and decision making. How specialized should roles be? How can job and role descriptions be developed to take into account both functions and accountabilities? Of course, we need to know what positions and jobs are needed. Workforce planning, human resource planning. Kinahanglan kabaluta kung kinsa ato ang kwaon. We need to know the jobs, positions, kung sa mga trabaho nga kinahanglan nato sulbahon. Like kulang ta og mga trabahante. Kulang ta sa mga trabahante in terms of what? So we need to know the description. We need to know their positions. Okay, kung asa nato sila ibutang. Okay? So these are the following steps to help the of course, of you to begin strategically about staffing needs. First, the strategic plan specifies strategic goals and strategies or objectives to achieve each goal. Second, the strategic plan produces an action plan or operational plan that specifies actions or tasks must be done in order to implement each strategy on or achieve each objective. Third, A staffing plan is created by grouping similar types of expertise and tasks. Those similarities often are grouped into various jobs or positions. This phase is sometimes referred to as a job analysis. Okay, so now, ultimately, you're aiming to develop a job description for the new role. However, rather than looking at a variety of sample job descriptions now, it's much more useful to carefully think about what you want in the role, rather than what others suggest in their job description. So, kinalang to, carefully, mabalaan na to, kung usagid ato ang kinahanglan nga trabahante. Diba? Dili lang tanga. Oy, kuan ka to, pwede to, si kuan, nana. Mga refer. Di ta may, pwede may ana. So, these are the following. First, try to think of the knowledge, skills, and or abilities, or the competencies that might be useful for someone to have in the job. Diba? Kinala na to during the interview, mabalaan na to sa isa ka trabahante or sa mga nag-apply na unsa pa to mga aside sa iyang aligned nga work nga kabalugid siya, unsa pa gito mga iban nga mga skills na pwede niya ma-share sa company na pwede nato siya ibutang didto nakabalog yun siya ingana. And second, consider interviewing someone in or outside of your company who already has some of those competencies. Share your staffing plan, ask them to suggest competencies. Diba? So, di lang pwede nga mag-focus, nga nila akong plano, kabalo na ko sa akong plano. No. Of course, we need to ask someone not to compare, but to have an idea. Diba? We need to have an idea para mag-best pagid, para mag-fit pagyod ato ang plano sa dapat nato nga mga decision nga pagkabuhaton. Next, observe an employee or employees in similar job as they perform a task or conduct the role. Diba? Obserbahan jud nato nga murag okay, so same sila og work, same sila og task. Na-perform ba to niya ingana. So we need to consider it. Okay? Next, consider administering a questionnaire to the employee or employees. On the questionnaire, ask them to describe certain practices and procedures to carry out the task or perform the role in the best way possible. So if ever nga na mag-apply, of course, di ba, we are asking them, we are giving them a question na what can you, kung sa imong pwede nga mahatag sa mga kumpanya kung iharta ka. Di ba? So naging mga advantage and disadvantages kung sa isa ka aplikante daghan ka siyang experience, of course, nagito siya potential nga siya ang makuha. It's because daghan siyang skills na pwede niya mabutang sa imuhang company. Next, ideally, get advice from customers about what knowledge and skills are useful in delivering the best quality products or services to them. Di ba, for example, sa mga food chain, sa hotel, di ba natin mga form na gina-fill upan for evaluation, di ba, para makuha pa nato ang ilahang mga, di ba, maka-evaluate sila na I really love the staff of this hotel, very accommodating, very kind, very generous, di ba, yung ana ang ginabuhat. So, for example, sa hotel, sa food chain, magreklamo ka dito, it's because ang serve nila nga manok hilaw. Diba? So dito pa lang makuha na nato ang mga idea na okay, need pa nako i-improve. Need pa nako i-improve ako ang product. Need pa nako i-improve ako ang services. Need pa nako i-improve ako ang organizations, ang company to give a good service sa ko ang client. Ganon. So next, we have a generic list of competencies may already exist for a role. For example, professional associations sometimes provide a generic list. Okay, so very sabotable. Okay. Now, for the last questions, who should control the work being performed? How can communication and coordination among members of the organization be facilitated? How can coordination and communication with the external social environment be facilitated? The answer is management functions of coordinating, controlling. Diba? We need to control and we need to coordinate. So these are, of course, we need to have various administrative controls, delegation, evaluation, financial statement, performance management, policies and procedures, quality control and operations management, risk, safety, and liabilities. Organizations often use standardized documents to ensure complete and consistent information is gathered. Documents include titles and dates to detect different versions of the documents. Computers have revolutionized administrative controls through use of integrated management information system. So that is the various administrative controls. Delegation. Delegation is an approach to get things done. Of course, in conjunctions with the other employees. Delegation is often viewed as a major means of influence and therefore is categorized as an activity in leading rather than controlling and coordinating. Next, evaluations. Evaluation is carefully collecting and analyzing information in order to make decisions. Diba? So we need to evaluate para mas mabalaan pag yun nato og tarong. Financial statements. Once the organization has established goals and associated strategies, funds are set aside for the resources and labor to accomplish goals and tasks. Performance management. Performance management focuses on the performance of the total organizations, including its processes, critical subsystems, departments, programs, projects, and etc. Quality control. The concept of quality control has received a great deal of attention over the past 20 years. Many people recognize phrases such as, do it right the first time, zero defects, the quality management. Diba? Very broadly, quality including specifying a performance standards. Monitoring and measuring results, comparing the results to the standard, and then making adjust as necessary. And lastly, risk, safety, and liabilities. For a variety of reasons, organizations are focusing a great deal of attention of activities that minimize risk, avoid liabilities, and ensure safety of employees. Several decades ago, it was rare to hear of an organization undertaking contingency planning, disaster recovery planning, or critical incident analysis. Now, those activities are becoming commonplace. Reorganizing staff and employees. Strive to have every employee ultimately reporting to one person, if possible, and they should know who that person is. Job descriptions are often complained about, but they are useful in specifying who reports to whom. Carefully, everyone, carefully consider the span of control. That is how many people are reporting to whom. Can each manager really supervise that many people in effective fashion? When done designing the group, always build structure into the new design through the use of organizational charts, job description, policies, procedure that document and design and who want in it. Okay? So again, that was our last topic for the technostructural interventions, the organizing or reorganizing an organization and its employees. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, Sir Mon. Thank you so much, classmates. Thank you so much, everyone. And God bless us all.